What's this? A new camera angle? Yes, greetings programs, welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, where I'm doing, I guess you'd call this the bonus video for those, unofficial consoles, shall we say. Today, instead of looking at actual systems, though, I'm actually going to be taking a look at a couple very unofficial Game Boy Advance games. So, I'm going to start here with the most basic. I know a lot of people have seen these and done videos on these already, but these are Game Boy Advance unofficial ports of the two Game Boy Color Legend of Zelda games. Now, I'm just going to run up Oracle of Seasons here, because this is the one I have more progress in. To prove a point, yes, these do work in the Nintendo DS Lite. They also run just fine on Game Boy Micro, Game Boy Advance. You know, these have worked in everything I've tested them in. And so I can get to load up here. You know, as you can see, it's storing save data and everything. L and R do not do anything, but if you hit them both at the same time, you can see how they did this. Yeah, these basically are emulators with a single ROM loaded into them. So you've got a bunch of different options here that most of these only work for old, original Game Boy games, not Game Boy Color. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff you can do on these. You got some speed hacks and, save states. So not a ton to go over, but these are vaguely cool. And worth mentioning, these do actually register as being played on a Game Boy Advance. Because anyone who isn't familiar with the Oracle games, they did have a Advance shop, they called it, that you had to play on Game Boy Advance. That is the wrong door. So yeah, these are reading as being on Game Boy Advance. As you can see, there is a little bit of input latency here, but nothing super terrible, not, game breaking or anything at least. But, and funny enough, they do work better on a Game Boy Advance than they do on this. I don't know why that makes a difference, but it does. But for the fun one, we're going to look at this 369 in 1 no repeat Game Boy Advance game. Now, I warn you, I'm going to have to do a lot of resetting the system while I go through this thing, but this is kind of an interesting little case for a cartridge. Now, worth mentioning, the Amazon listing for this was kind of funny. I'll throw up a screenshot if I can find it still. Yeah, they just very badly blurred out Mario's face on the cartridge. But as you can see here, it's got a whole bunch of Game Boy Advance games, and it goes into some, eventually here it does go into some older stuff. Kind of a weird, mix of games on here. Some official, some not. But what's worth mentioning, go ahead and start up Pokemon Fire Red here. Yeah, this actually will save your different games. Now, I've heard that after you get too many games saved on it, things will start to go haywire. But for now, at least, yeah, it actually saves. We'll go through, do a quick little run through of the list. so you can kind of see what all's on here. Go ahead and pause if you want to, read it better or whatever. And obviously not all of these games are just Game Boy Advance. There are some older games on here being ran through a very, very similar emulator here. Let's switch this to unscaled. I find it funny that of all games they loaded on here, Mad Max was one of them. This is not exactly a well-loved game, though from a technical standpoint, it is kind of interesting. But, actually, here, I should be able to... Okay. So apparently when you hit exit, it takes that as you want to play International FIFA. Go ahead, restart this thing again. Yes, unfortunately, because this is a cartridge instead of a bootleg system, you do have to do a full reset every time you want to switch out. But there's a lot of stuff on here. Some of it's pretty dang weird. Let's see, let's go ahead and pick like one more game here. Want some Ice Super Mario. Okay, we'll see what this is. Other than just... Okay. So we have weird bootleg Super Mario Brothers. With a whole bunch of stuff going on in slow motion. And also, for what it counts, no, this one is not emulated. I am unable to bring up the emulation screen. So, just a quick look at some weirdness. Figured you guys might enjoy. The Zelda ones are actually pretty decent, as well as they're substantially cheaper than trying to get a hold of the actual Ages and Seasons cartridges. Unless you have a 3DS, obviously you can download Ages and Seasons on there for just a couple bucks. I do also know that they have made Link's Awakening Director's Cut in the same style. I do not have that one. I'm probably not going to bother looking for it. I already own multiple copies of that game. So, but yeah, these are kind of okay. This is weird. Like I said, as I understand it, this cartridge is basically a ticking time bomb. Once too many things save on it, everything starts going to crap, which is a bit of a bummer. But until then, at least, it's kind of neat. So, and probably worth mentioning really quick, yeah, these Zelda ones are trying very hard to look official. They've got logos and quality seals, really good print quality on the cartridge, on the label even, all the numbers. This one, they removed the Game Boy Advance logo up there, just printed it on the sticker itself, removed all the numbers on stuff on here. So, and yeah, this one does seem to be using a different... Like, this one saves the way that actual Game Boy Advance cartridges do, while these ones actually still have just old-fashioned batteries in them, which is, again, it's all kind of weird and interesting, but, yep, there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.